See, now to me, that button is in the worst possible spot. The second button is the key button. It literally makes or breaks the shirt.
Haven't we had this conversation before?
What's the show about? It's about nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
No story?
No, forget the story. We're talking about a sitcom.
I'm Jerry Seinfeld.
My name is George.
I'm Elaine.
I'm Cosmo Kramer. See, now to me, that button's in the worst possible spot. The second button literally makes or breaks the shirt. Look at it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Seinfeld, for one reason or another, captivated an audience larger than life itself, and did so in a time when streaming services were non-existent. It was a labor of love, conceptualized by two artists about two artists and their everyday situations.
I was a bra salesman for a while. We actually did that on the Seinfeld show. My first day at work, I was given a bag full of bras and told to take them home and study them.
Basically, George, the job here is quite simple. Selling bras.
You will be stunned.
Stunned by soup?
You can't eat this soup standing up, your knees buckle.
It's really that good, huh?
It is really that good. I used to send my assistant there to get us the soup.
While competing programs exaggerated intense conflicts for the sense of entertainment and drama, Seinfeld chose to do the opposite by shrugging off tragedies.
I'm sorry. She's gone.
So, she's dead.
Yes.
Huh.
Normalizing failure.
I feel like I can't do anything wrong.
Nonsense! You do everything wrong.
You really think so?
Absolutely. I have no confidence in you.
Alienating emotions.
What is this salty discharge?
Oh my God, you're crying.
This is horrible.
Any problem that actually affects the cast is often microscopic, mundane. A missing car in a parking garage feels more important than grief. Waiting too long for a table becomes a genuine crisis. Seinfeld makes life itself feel smaller, flatter, and oddly, more realistic. The characters are not haunted by trauma or destiny. They are haunted by close talkers, unflattering lighting, or the possibility of losing a parking spot.
Do you have my reservation?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we ran out of cars.
But the reservation keeps the car here.
Jerry just made one thing clear. He said, I'm not going to play a character like a shoe salesman or an accountant or a father that has a job. He would be playing himself pretty much. He didn't know what the premise was exactly.
It's my life, see? There's my apartment, there's a coffee shop where I hang out, and then there's a nightclub stage where I end up every night.
From the very beginning, it was all about Seinfeld. But there was a problem.
Acting, I can't do it. I wasn't one of those people who believed I had talent. I didn't think I had talent.
Neither Jerry nor the network executives believed he could perform on screen, and for good reason. He was inexperienced and had a troubled past, making only 3 appearances on the hit show Benson in 1980 before being fired, never to receive another role offer.
I like everything about you except your jokes.
But they're funny.
Wake up!
I'm on no sleep. No sleep.
I never get enough sleep. You sleep, that's all you do.
It has made my life a dream.
Wherever you are, really, in life, you want to move on to the next place.
Stand-up comedians, they're always going, a sitcom, movie part, always something else.
They knew who Jerry Seinfeld was. They just didn't particularly love him.
They also said that Jerry needs a better backup ensemble.
The focus is really the 3 of us. We're just much better than he is, I would say. Would you agree?
You know, if you take everything I've accomplished in my entire life and condense it down into one day, it looks decent.
I had done a couple of short-lived series before Seinfeld. I did, in '84, I was part of another show called ER.
He's seizing!
What's the ID? Turn his head.
Try and get the face! I lost the ID!
I had done a show that I was ostensibly the star of in 1987 called Everything's Relative.
If that hammer strikes one more time, I'll have to kill you.
I won a Tony in '89 for doing Jerome Robbins, and that was about the time that all kinds of other stuff in my career broke.
Legos! I bid you welcome.
Hard on the heels of when I did the pilot for Seinfeld Chronicles.
Are you sure this is decaf? Where's the orange indicator?
Claire's a professional waitress.
Trust me, George. No one has any interest in seeing you on caffeine.
I lived in New York at the time. All the casting on Seinfeld was being done in LA. They had seen a gazillion people, I guess, for George. Some very famous. Chris Rock, Danny DeVito. Somebody said, you know, we should get some New York actors into the mix. So that meant calling a New York casting director and just saying, look, we'll send you a couple of pages.
It was just 6 pages of a
scene. I didn't have Larry or Jerry or anybody to tell me what the hell this thing was, and I read it, and I went, well, it feels like a Woody Allen script.
I think I'm developing a hearing loss in my right ear. Or my left ear. My left ear. No, I'm sorry. It was my right or my left ear. Now I can't remember.
So I went out and got glasses. I was doing the finest Woody Allen impression. This is how I did the audition. When I did it, I went, yeah, thanks for calling me in. A week later, I got a call from Larry, who I'd never met, and said, we love it, we love everything. Come out, you'll read for the network, do the New York, just not quite Woody voice. George is a neurotic personality. He lives a bit in a frenzy. He has a questionable character and questionable integrity, but it's all in a balance that I've not seen in a character other than him. I actually find him a really charming character because he is able at times to step back and go, oh my God, I'm a mess. And what I hear from people all the time is, we know a George. We know a George. George is the guy we know in our lives.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, as far as I was concerned, was the key to the success of the show. She was like the pearl that smoothed over all this rough, low-minded behavior of the other three characters.
She had the combination of a face that the camera just loved. Beautiful, beautiful face, but she had the courage to twist it in any direction.
I remember when I saw her on Saturday Night Live, I said, boy, that's a person that should be a star, because she has all these qualities that are so rare in a comedian.
It is so important for me to be the prettiest, and I always am.
I went to Northwestern University, and I left there actually after my junior year, and I went to go do Saturday Night Live.
Anybody with any sense knows that you're a beautiful, lovely girl.
I was pretty miserable. It was a very difficult time of my life. It was very dog eat dog. I really learned a lot about the business in that period of time, and I met Larry David.
Oh, it is so good to see you.
You don't even know me.
I've got a sixth sense about these things.
We're more than friends, aren't we?
And why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
I don't know, Margot.
4 scripts were sent to me by my agent, and I saw that they'd been written by Larry.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus wasn't the only one to have received those 4 scripts, though. Names like Patricia Heaton, Rosie O'Donnell, and Mariska Hargitay were in serious contention.
We had her in to go in and meet with Jerry and Larry.
We just read the scene.
Jerry came out of the reading with Julia and said, Julia's Elaine. That's it. That is it.
The really interesting thing about the show is that not only does it tackle these racy issues, but it does it in mixed company. And it makes everyone feel very comfortable about these things because Elaine was like one of the boys.
She was as dark, as untrustworthy, as vain as the guys were. And that was very unprecedented on television at that time.
But it wasn't always that way.
Julia came into the office one day crying because we were not writing for her. We weren't really giving her great stuff.
I didn't think I was getting enough really meaty comedy stuff. I had stuff, but it wasn't like the really funny stuff.
How do you fix that? Let's take this George story and just give it to Elaine and see what happens.
Then things have started to happen slowly.
I think most writers and most people who came in on the show hoping to write a script had a much easier time dealing with George and Kramer ideas because they were such outrageous characters.
We'd never written women before, honestly.
I always thought that if Julia didn't have a strong story in an episode, then it was never going to be quite as good.
We're all proud of the work I'm doing.
She does fine work. People certainly love the character of Kramer. I mean, you know, you talk to most people, they'll tell you that that's their favorite character.
This is my ocean.
No, it's not.
It's so.
It's not.
It's so. It's so.
I had seen him from Fridays, and he used to go on Jay Leno those years.
I've talked to some of the officials at the cigarette industries, and they told me that there's really no harm in smoking.
He was one of those very special, very rare talents that I had seen in my years.
I remember when we were putting the show together, first thing I said when they said, well, this guy, or how about Michael Richards? I went, is he available? Is Michael Richards available?
Came in and he read, and he finished up reading like he did yoga, you know, and he finished up the reading like standing on his head at the end.
Michael auditioned on 3 separate occasions, competing alongside 2 other candidates. Each time, NBC executives hesitated, unable to fully commit. Eventually, the undeniable truth became clear. Opportunities to work with a once-in-a-generation performer cannot be passed up.
So he was cast.
I knew I was going to get the part. I never said a thing.
And I never said it to you.
I knew when I started reading with you,
just-
I just said,
Yeah,
they
no.
can't pass that up.
You just feel the hand of the universe going, no, you two are going to be together.
The character of Kramer was based on my real next door neighbor, Kenny Kramer. My neighbor was a guy who would come in, take a lot of my food, and he was a guy who didn't work really, or if he did, nobody really knew what he did. But what I knew is that he was in that apartment 22 out of the 24 hours of the day.
He had really no contact with people.
That's how the character was written.
You haven't been out of the building in 10 years. Yeah.
In one of the very first episodes, I remember Michael Richards turning to exit and hitting the door jamb and shaking the whole set and everybody falling down laughing. And that was the beginning of Kramer in many ways.
Let me just call Kramer, see if he wants anything. Hey, we're ordering Chinese food. If you want anything, let me know what it is and I'll order it for you.
Could not really be that character without being in those shoes.
They had a little slide to them, and then suddenly I'm coming through the door at about 50 miles an hour, and the audience howled. I thought, this is the way to enter.
He would come out and explode, and it was just pure brilliance that would unfold.
I think you could put that guy in any situation, any predicament, and it would work.
There is an insanity in Michael that has nothing to do with Kramer. People always say to me, is he really like Kramer? And I say, absolutely not. They're both mad, but in completely different ways.
He's a gifted comedic sense on every level.
I could have played Kramer for the rest of my life.
Michael Richards!
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Jason Alexander.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Seinfeld was never carried by its core cast alone, or its extensive ensemble of recurring and guest performers, whose characters became just as memorable. It wasn't purely the writing, nor the direction. Its success couldn't be attributed to any single element. It was the product of extraordinary talent at every level, working in perfect harmony to create a television masterpiece unlike anything before or since. But as the series reached its peak, the cast and creators faced a daunting question. How do you conclude a phenomenon that millions never wanted to see end?
Was so long to Seinfeld last night.
An estimated 80 million fans tuned in tonight to find out what will become of Jerry, Elaine, Kramer, and George. Across the country, parties dedicated to the end of the show's 9-year run.
I remember hearing about this Good Samaritan law.
Essentially, we made it a crime to ignore a fellow human being in trouble. Now, this group actually mocked the victim as he was being robbed at gunpoint. This is not the first time they have behaved in this manner. Everyone who has come into contact with these 4 individuals has been abused, wronged.
This is a great way to get everybody in the history of the series to come back and testify.
In Times Square, an awesome sight as hundreds of fans stood outside to watch the final episode on one of the world's largest television sets. And how did it all end? Well, the famous 4 were sent to jail for a year. Loyal fans loved the last episode that was full of celebrities and true Seinfeld from start to finish. Worthy, fans say, of all the hype.
Everything was great until the next day when I began to hear very mixed reaction.
The reaction was fierce.
There's virtually no way to make anybody happy. The expectations, because of how high the bar had been set, because the unexpected was what was expected, where could you possibly go?
Love it or hate it, for a broadcast with no continuous storyline, no hugging, and no learning, to have a finale at all was an accomplishment all its own. The ending divided audiences, but in doing so, it guaranteed the series would remain part of the cultural conversation. Now more available than ever, Seinfeld continues to resonate with audiences young and old alike. For a show about nothing, it has meant, and will continue to mean, something to so many.